The battlefield lies silent now, but the air still tastes of iron and smoke. The ground is soaked with blood so thick it seeps between the cracks of ceramite boots. In the distance, a lone figure moves, his armor crimson and black, caked in gore and ash, his chain axe still dripping from the last kill. Each step he takes echoes with the weight of madness, each breath a growl through the broken vox of his helmet. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't care. All he knows is the thundering beat inside his skull, the pounding roar of the butcher's nails. The implants gnaw at his mind like starving beasts, whispering a single word over and over again: kill. It's not a choice. It's not a command. It's the only thing left of who he once was. Once, he had a name, a rank, a purpose. Now, he is only a vessel for rage. A living weapon forged by the blood god Khorne, a creature cursed to find peace only in slaughter. They were once warriors of the Emperor, noble sons of humanity's greatest defender. But that was before the madness. Before their primarch's fall. Before the nails turned their minds into endless storms of agony. What began as discipline and duty became addiction and torment. These are the Khorne Berzerkers, the World Eaters, men trapped in their own fury, unable to stop, unable to think, unable to live without killing. To them, the battlefield is a blessing, for it gives them what the galaxy never will: silence. For a moment, when their chain axes bite into flesh, when the screams drown out the pain, they feel a terrible kind of peace. And when the killing stops, the silence breaks again, and the hunger returns stronger than before. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there are many horrors, demons, heretics, alien monsters that devour worlds, but none so tragic, none so personal, as the curse of the Berzerker. They are not merely killers, they are prisoners of their own rage, puppets dancing on Khorne's blood-soaked strings. They have forgotten who they were, but deep within, fragments of memory still burn, the faint echo of loyalty, the shadow of brotherhood, the flicker of a human soul screaming beneath layers of madness. This is not a story of heroes. It is not a tale of redemption. This is the story of damnation, of what becomes of those who surrender everything to hate. The Khorne Berzerkers are the embodiment of fury, the eternal scream of a warrior who cannot stop fighting, cannot stop feeling, cannot stop bleeding. Their existence is a nightmare they cannot wake from, a punishment disguised as power. Welcome to the eternal war. Welcome to the world of the World Eaters. This is, Trapped in Rage, the horrible existence of a Khorne Berzerker. The birth of a Khorne Berzerker begins long before the first blade is swung, long before blood is spilled on alien soil. It begins with a promise of strength, honor, and loyalty, and with a betrayal so deep that it warps the soul. Once, these warriors were proud sons of the Emperor, trained in the art of war, disciplined, unyielding, yet full of purpose. They were soldiers who marched in formation, who followed orders without question, whose duty defined them. But when Angron, their primarch, was torn from his homeworld, enslaved, and tortured by the slavers of Nassyria, the seeds of rage were sown. He was not just a warrior, he was a symbol of defiance, yet his defiance was punished with torment. The butcher's nails were driven into his skull, cruel devices designed to amplify pain, to convert suffering into unstoppable fury. They reshaped his mind and body, creating not a soldier, but a weapon, one who could not pause, who could not think beyond the drive to destroy. When Angron returned to his legion, the same fate awaited his sons. The butcher's nails were not just implants, they were chains for the mind, turning loyalty and humanity into raw, blinding rage. Pain became pleasure, agony became ecstasy, and every thought of mercy, of hesitation, was buried under a storm of fury that could never be quelled. Even the simplest command, to hold, to wait, to retreat, became an impossibility. Their minds demanded slaughter, their bodies craved it, and their souls could not remember a life before it. To understand a berserker is to understand a paradox, the fusion of supreme skill and absolute madness, of calculated precision and uncontrollable impulse. Their strength and endurance surpass that of any loyalist space marine, but the cost is unmeasurable. Every heartbeat echoes with anger, every breath is a scream, and every strike of their weapons is a fleeting release from the unending torment of their minds. When the galaxy erupted into the Horus heresy, the transformation of the World Eaters was complete. No longer mere soldiers, they became instruments of mass destruction, unleashed upon friend and foe alike. Their once noble discipline was shattered, replaced by the unrelenting need to spill blood. Battle became their religion, and war their only sanctuary. Across countless worlds, they left devastation in their wake. Planets that had once flourished under imperial guidance became nothing but rivers of blood, forests of twisted metal, and echoes of the screams of the innocent. Angron led his legion into the maelstrom of rebellion, and the butcher's nails amplified every blow, every kill, every surge of fury into a crescendo of madness that could not be contained. Even the sight of death, which might have sated a normal soldier, only fueled their appetite for more carnage. The heresy did not just corrupt them, it consumed them. They fought not for victory, nor for strategy, nor for loyalty. They fought because the rage within them demanded it. Friend and foe became indistinguishable as the bloodshed escalated, and loyalty to the emperor was replaced by devotion to a god whose only gift was endless war. The World Eaters became more than a legion, they became a plague, a storm of teeth and claws, an unthinking, unstoppable tide. And yet, within that fury, fragments of memory persisted, the faces of comrades, the orders of the past, the glimmer of a man they had once been. But those fragments were fleeting, quickly swallowed by the tide of anger that defined their existence. To live as a Khorne Berzerker is to endure a constant, unyielding torment that few can comprehend. The butcher's nails are never silent, never resting. They scream, whisper, gnaw, and tear at the edges of consciousness, reminding the warrior that only slaughter can provide a brief, fleeting respite. A berserker does not sleep, does not rest, does not dream of home or hearth. Their existence is defined by the battlefield, by the rush of combat, by the taste of blood in the air and the weight of a skull in their hands. They are living instruments of Khorne, bound by an unbreakable chain of rage and devotion, capable of feats of destruction that would make the most seasoned generals tremble. Yet, despite this outward display of invincibility, there is a tragic vulnerability hidden deep within. The mind, even under the influence of the nails, remembers fragments of its former humanity, a brother lost in a heresy, a comrade's voice, a world they once swore to protect. These memories do not bring solace, they bring torment. They remind the warrior of what was lost, of the man they could have been, of the life they will never reclaim. And so, every kill, every scream, every act of unbridled violence becomes both a necessity and a punishment, a means to silence the storm inside them for a moment, only for it to return stronger and louder than before. The berserker is never free, they are never at peace. They are trapped in an endless cycle of rage, worship, and bloodshed. Even in the modern era of the 41st millennium, this curse persists. Across the stars, wherever war burns brightest, the berserkers gather. They are drawn not by strategy or command, but by instinct and the scent of blood. Worlds under siege tremble at their approach, for these are not soldiers who can be reasoned with or defeated by conventional tactics. They are living avatars of fury, unstoppable and unrelenting, their minds consumed by an insatiable need to kill. Champions like Khorne the Betrayer have become legends, embodiments of the curse itself, their names whispered in fear and awe across the galaxy. Yet even they are prisoners of their rage, incapable of stepping aside, incapable of choosing rest, incapable of rejecting the path Khorne has imposed. The galaxy continues to burn, and the berserkers continue to fight, their endless battles a testament to both their might and their eternal suffering. In every clash, in every scream, in every drop of blood spilled, the curse of the World Eaters endures. There is no hope of redemption, no chance of reprieve. Their existence is an eternal testament to the cost of rage unbound, of devotion twisted into torment, and of a life sacrificed entirely to the insatiable hunger of a god who feeds not on loyalty, but on suffering. And so, the berserkers march on, through fire and shadow, through death and ruin, each step a reminder that in a galaxy of endless war, even the strongest warriors are prisoners of something far darker than any enemy they face, themselves, the battlefield falls silent once more, but the echoes of rage linger like smoke in the wind. The crimson tide has receded, leaving behind nothing but shattered armor, broken weapons, and the whisper of screams carried on the cold void of space. Yet even in this silence, the curse persists. The berserkers do not rest, they do not dream. Every scar, every wound, every memory of slaughter is a reminder that peace is forbidden. Khorne's will is absolute, and the blood god demands only one thing, blood. And so, the warriors rise again, driven not by honor, not by duty, but by an unending hunch that will never be sated. They are the instruments of a god whose mercy is measured in pain, whose love is expressed in torment. To the galaxy, they are monsters, unstoppable, unfeeling, horrifying. But in truth, they are victims of a fate they did not choose, prisoners of their own fury, forever trapped in a cycle of slaughter from which there is no escape. And when the last berserker falls, when even the mightiest champions of Khorne are laid low, the god's hunger will remain, and the universe will tremble under the promise of the next scream, the next kill, the next blood spilled in his name. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there is only war, and there is only rage. The Khorne Berzerkers endure, as they always have, and as they always will, trapped, tormented, and eternal. Welcome to the world of the World Eaters. Welcome to a nightmare from which there is no waking. This is the terrible existence of a Khorne Berzerker.